Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Jeremy aka Uzaru Jarambe back again with another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video we're going to be talking about the God Dragonstone 13 that was just distributed to everyone's account upon the first login during the 350 million download celebration. And with this God Dragonstone you can purchase one out of many great units. There's some awesome units up for grabs here, and I want to make sure you're picking some of the units that give you the most bang for your buck. Now mind you, this is opinion based and everybody's account is different, so it's definitely your Dragonstone to spend, so pick whichever units you think that you could use the most, but I'll give you my opinion on which ones I think are best here in a minute. But first, go ahead and check out those links in the description below to follow me on my social media pages, and also check out the link for the Discord chat where we have an awesome community of people playing Dokkan Battle and Dragon Ball Legends. Always a fun place to hang out and chat with everyone and get any in-game help that you may need, so look forward to seeing you over there. If you're new to the channel or you haven't done so yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on future content like this. Drop a like on the video and comment down below and let me know if you have any questions or comments, or if you disagree and you think there are other units that are worth mentioning that I may not bring up during the video today. I'd like to see what you guys think. So let's go ahead and hop over to the Dokkan Wiki where we can see, of course, the little banner here on the news screen for the 350 million download celebration, because as you can see, it did, of course, the 350 million download celebration did just drop very recently, last night, of course, as of the recording of this video, and we get the God Dragonstone 13 on the global side and 14 on the JP side, but I'm pretty sure all of these units are exactly the same. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at all of the units that are available here. And you can see on this far right column, the Dokkan Wiki hasn't quite updated it yet. They just show the JP emblem only on Dragonstone 13, but you can see the green check mark means that the units are available for that Dragonstone if it's in the column, which this God Dragonstone 13 has all of these units. And also, they are actually missing the Tech Kaioken Goku and the Fizz Saiyan Saga Vegeta there, which are two really good units. So they are fairly new to the God Dragonstone shop, and they are also available up for grabs. Now, mind you, there are a lot of great units. Most, if not all of them, actually have Extreme Z Awakenings already. We are going to be talking about, for all of these units, when we're talking about which ones are best, we're going to be talking about their post-Extreme Z Awaken stats, where of course you have to Dokkan Awaken them and Extreme Z Awaken them if you're new to the game, but they have some great stats, and that's what we're going to be basing these this tier list, if you want to call it that, during this video. So a lot of good units, and I know we just don't have time to talk about all of them, so I've picked about 8 of them. I believe I've got 8 on here that I'm going to be talking about today and talk to you about why I think they are valuable. So I want to go ahead and let's start with the first 2 that I think are probably the best, and the reason why is because of they're the most recent, as far as I believe, the most recent Extreme Z Awakenings that have dropped, at least on the global side, for the for Dokkan. So they're very recent as far as their Extreme Z Awakenings, therefore their stats are still relevant and everything like that. First thing we're going to look at is the Goku, of course, has a Goku's Family 130% lead or Tech type. Not Extreme, not Super, but just straight Tech type, or Goku's Family 130%, Tech type 100%. Really good stuff there, really good leader skill. And another great thing is his super attack. He infinitely stacks attack. Each turn he gets his attack raised by 50%, and then he raises his defense, infinitely stacking his defense for 20% each turn. So being able to infinitely raise attack and defense has always proven to be very good during some of the more difficult events, so it's definitely worthwhile there. Good leader skill, good super attack, and then his passive skill, it does focus a little bit on having a Vegeta's Family category enemy here at the first, with Ki +1 at start of each turn and defense plus 70% when there is a Vegeta's Family category enemy, but it doesn't stop there. You get, even not having a Vegeta's Family category enemy, you get attack and defense plus 100% when performing a super attack, Ki +7 and attack plus 70% when HP is 70% or less, and then chance of performing a critical hit plus 7% per Tech Ki Sphere obtained. So getting that attack stack greatly raised and infinitely stacking the attack, infinitely stacking defense for the longer, more difficult events, it's going to be a great unit for that. And then his passive is going to give some defense, attack, and crit buffs. So definitely a really good, really solid unit there. So definitely if you don't have this guy, and if you do have him and you don't have him rainbowed out, also might be worth looking at. Really good unit there. And of course, he is on the Goku's family, the Kamehameha, and the Pure Saiyans category, which are three of the, I believe, three of the best teams, three of the best categories right there. And he's in some other good ones too. Final Trump card and the Full Power, some other good categories, but a great unit altogether. I think he is probably my number one, or if not number one, he's in tie for first place with the Fizz Saiyan Saga Vegeta, because the Vegeta is very similar. The Vegeta's family category lead 130%, and then Fizz type 100%. He also infinitely stacks attack and defense with his super attack, so same thing as Goku, really good there. But then you go ahead and look at his passive skill. It's pretty much the flip side of the Goku, where if he has a Goku's family category enemy, he's going to get that Ki +1 at the start of each turn and attack plus 70%. But again, even without a Goku's family category enemy, attack and defense plus 100% when performing a super attack, Ki +7 and defense plus 70% when HP is 70% or less, chance of performing crit hits plus 7% per Fizz key sphere obtained, up to 30%. And again, in some great categories, a little more categories, a few more categories than the Goku, but again, some great categories. So the Vegeta and the Goku, I'd say, are my top picks if you do not have them yet. But if you do have them and you don't have them rainbowed out, again, maybe worth going in and taking a look at that if you don't see any other units that you are after. So those are probably my top two. We'll go ahead and take a look at some other great units. These next ones are in no real specific order. All of them are very good in their own way, and we'll kind of talk about that. I'll try to breeze through it a little bit so we don't make the video too long. We're going to start out with the Strength Gogeta. Great thing about his leader skills on all types, Ki +3, HP attack and defense plus 77%, so not bad there. 77% is not too great of a leader skill anymore, but you can't beat an all types leader skill, because it's always useful if you need to tie some units together in your box. Super attack is going to cause immense damage to enemy and lower attack and defense, and the passive skill, of course, you get attack and defense plus 77%, attack plus 7% per key sphere obtained, and his attacks are effective against all types like most Gogeta units. So just a good, solid, rounded, hard-hitting unit there. Not too bad. If you don't have him, definitely look into possibly getting him, again, if there's no other units that you think that you like or want. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. A very tanky unit for some of the super battle roads, especially for some of the longer events that go past 10 turns, maybe not, but we'll get to that in a second. Here you go, leader skill, strength type, Ki +3, HP attack and defense plus 90%, not too bad. Super attack causes immense damage with a high chance of stunning the enemy. So for Super Battle Road, he has stun chance, which is a good thing there, and of course high chance of stun is a 50% chance. And then the passive skill reduces damage received by 80%, which is a lot. He can tank very well. He's a very tanky unit for 10 turns from start of turn. So if you're going on an event that lasts longer than 10 turns, maybe not worth going after, but a good unit up until that point. And then also attack plus 120% when the target enemy is stunned. So if he is able to stun the enemy, or another unit is able to stun the enemy, and maybe he gets an additional attack off or whatever like that, he can do some good damage as well there. So not too bad there. Next unit's going to be the Int Nemba, another tanky unit there, good for mitigating some damage. Leader skills, Int type, 90%. Super attack causes immense damage to enemy and greatly lower defense. Passive skill, attack and defense plus 70%. His guard is activated against all attacks with a medium chance, which is a 30% chance of evading enemies' attacks, including super attack, for 1 turn, and plus an additional attack plus 40% for 4 turns when guard is activated. So his guard is activated against all attacks. So pretty much when he gets attacked, he gets attack plus 40% for 4 turns when guard is activated, and he gets that medium chance of evading enemies' attacks. So not too bad there for that 1 turn. So anyway, a good unit for mitigating some damage, again, for an extreme Int team. He has aged a little bit, but not too bad of a unit if you need some good extreme Int type units and you don't have him yet. So next unit we're going to talk about is the Strength Toppo. Because he has a leader skill of all types, 80%. Super attack causes supreme damage to enemy and raises an ally's attack by 30% for 1 turn. But where this guy really shines is not necessarily his defense or attack per se, but his ability to be a great support unit. His passive skill is going to give attack and defense plus 70% to himself, and then all allies get ki plus 1, attack and defense plus 40%, all enemies get defense minus 70%, and he reduces damage received by 40% when HP is 70% or less. So he's going to be buffing himself, buffing all of his allies, and he's going to be reducing damage received when his HP is 70% or less. So a really good, solid, rounded unit, good for helping out on the categories that he's in here, and he has a decent amount of categories there, not too bad. So a good, solid, rounded unit there as well. We also have two of the more recent Extreme Z Awakenings, with the Fizz Kale. First of all, leader skill Fizz type, ki plus 3 HP, attack and defense plus 100%. Super attack is going to cause immense damage to enemy and greatly lower defense, with the passive skill of attack plus 160%. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance, which is a 70% chance, of becoming a super attack. She reduces damage received by 60% for 6 turns from the start of turn, and then after the 6th turn, she'll reduce damage received by 60% when 6 or more Fizz Key Spheres are obtained. So a few good categories there. Pure Saiyans, Universe Survival Saga has gotten some buffs, and Exploding Rage, Universe 6, not too bad there, but a good solid unit, again, a more recent Extreme Z Awakening, and definitely a unit to grab for your Super Fizz teams or any of those other categories we just talked about there. So, not a bad unit. And finally, the other somewhat recent Extreme Z Awakening, on the global side at least, with the AGL Kalifa. All types, again, 80% lead, with a super attack causing supreme damage to enemy and raising defense by 60% for 3 turns. Passive skill gets attack plus 120%, defense plus 60%, a high chance, which is again a 50% chance of evading enemies' attacks, including super attack, and then a medium chance, which is an additional 30% chance of evading enemies' super attack and countering with tremendous power. So she can either evade the enemy's attacks, including super attacks, and there is a 30% chance that she's going to evade it and also counter, kind of like a Vegeta type unit. So be able to evade and deal damage back. And then attacks are effective against all types when you have a Kale unit attacking in the same turn. So again, for Universe Survival Saga team, Peppy Gals, Pure Saiyans, teams like that, Universe 6, you could put a Kale unit on the team, and you could also get that attacks effective against all types, and you have damage mitigation with the other portions of the passive that we talked about, so not a bad unit as well. Again, these are my opinion, and every one of your guys' accounts are going to be a little bit different, and you may or may not like the units that I've talked about today. You may have them rainbowed out, maybe you just don't want them. At the end of the day, if nothing else, and don't get me wrong, I don't have time to talk about all the units, there's other great ones in here, but if nothing else, you can always go for the good old Kai. Get yourself an Elder Kai for a super attack, raising, not a bad idea there as well if you have no other options and you really don't like any of these other units there. Kais are always a good way to go, so just make sure you don't waste this Dragon Stone. Of course, you will be able to use this all the way up until the 11th. You can see here the 11th of October is when this will go away, so make sure you use this God Dragonstone 13 before then. But hopefully I didn't ramble on too long. That's pretty much everything I've got for the video today. Hopefully you guys found some useful information. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, again, go ahead and drop a like on the video. And again, comment down below and let me know what units you're going to be looking to buy with this God Dragonstone. And if you disagree with my list, let me know what units you think are the best units to buy. For anybody who's watching this video as well, go ahead and check those out in the comments. I look forward to seeing what you guys are going to say. And again, check out the links in the description below for my social media pages and the Discord chat. And again, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on future content like this and to support the channel. I'd really appreciate it. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys coming by and checking out the video today. And we will catch you on the next one. Signing out.